What up, JoninSho?
Let's talk.
Alright, let's talk about what?
Marvel's Clea, Sorcerer Supreme and wife of Doctor Strange. In the Multiverse of Madness. More after this.
United Comics Universe.
A universe for fans.
From pages to pictures, we are comics.
Hello, United Comics Universe. Nerds, geeks, fans. Your dog JoninSho back at you. With something I think we might want to talk about. There's a lot of rumors about Clea coming to the MCU. I wouldn't say we're totally confirmed on it, but we'll see. And some of the actresses they mentioned potentially playing her was, at one point it was Emma Watson, and now we're hearing a lot about Charlize Theron. So, we'll see what happens. And there was one time, Rachel McAdams, his love interest in Doctor Strange 1, the first Doctor Strange, they talked about her becoming Clea. So, anyway, let's get the intel on Clea so that you know about her in case she is coming up in the Multiverse of Madness. Thanks for coming out. Before we get into this, make sure you hit that rumble, that like button, hit the subscribe button, and get notified. Hit that notification bell, comment if you like, let us know what you need, and we'll get it to you. For fans, by fans, baby. Clea, very powerful individual. She's originally from the Dark Dimension, if I remember right, and she's a relation of Dormammu, I believe his niece. I believe her father is Dormammu's brother. You remember Dormammu in the first Doctor Strange, big energy, creepy guy, he come to bargain, you know what I'm saying, that guy. But let's get into some of the information and origin of Clea. And this is the Earth 616 version, which seemed to be the most relevant compared to the MCU so far. Name, Clea Strange. Her name was something else, but she did take Doctor Strange's name ultimately. In the newest run that she's in, she became the Sorcerer Supreme after Doctor Strange died. He passed it down to her pretty much. And then there was a big issue with Doctor Doom and all that. He's claiming he's supposed to be the Sorcerer Supreme of Earth and everything like that. Affiliations and relationships. The Defenders. Valkyrior. I guess that's when Valkyrie was maybe leading him. Widowed. Yep. In the comics. Remember, this is the comics, and just because it's in the comics doesn't mean it's going to happen in the MCU. Always remember that. The MCU is basically a fan fiction. It's inspired by, but doesn't follow, the comics. Gender, female, of course. Height 5'8", weight 180 pounds, irises blue, and white hair. Origin, Faltine. That's when you talk about the Faltine, they're talking about pretty much the faction of beings related to Dormammu in the Dark Dimension. Humanoid hybrid, so a Dark Dimension humanoid hybrid. So I guess she's half humanoid and half dark dimensional energy being. I think they're pretty much beings of energy, the Dark Dimension. Reality, Earth 616, place of birth, the Dark Dimension again. Identity, no dual, so she doesn't have a dual identity. Citizenship, Dark Dimension. Occupation, Sorcerer Supreme of Earth and the Dark Dimension formerly. Formerly Dark Dimension, Doctor Strange's mansion was her base of operations before. And this character was created by Stan Lee, Steve Ditko, first appearance, Strange Tales number 126 on August 1964. And her quote is, "I am the Sorcerer Supreme of the Dark Dimension. My magic is the match of any of the warlords. Let them test me if they dare." Clea. I like her attitude. History. Clea was born to Prince Orini, the son of Ulnar, the former ruler of the Dark Dimension, and the Faltine fugitive, Umar, sister of the dreadful Dormammu. Clea's birth was very traumatic to Umar, and the experience scarred her even more than she learned she had lost the ability to revert to her Faltinian form. So the Faltinian form, that's when they take their energy, pure energy form, perhaps. She abandoned Clea and Orini and became violent, picking a conflict with her brother. In her weakened state, however, she was defeated by Dormammu and banished to another realm. Clea grew up unaware of who her mother was and worshiping Dormammu, who her father served loyally. Meeting Dr. Strange. Conquering planet Earth was part of Dormammu's plans, and during one of his attempts, Dr. Strange was asked by the Ancient One to travel to the Dark Dimension and try to stop him. Once there, he was seen by curious Clea, who decided to follow the human creature. Impressed by him, she sought to save his life by trying to dissuade him from facing Dormammu, but was unsuccessful. As Strange was ready to give his own life to stop him, soon Dormammu imprisoned Clea for her betrayal, planning to punish her after battling Strange. However, during the duel between Strange and Dormammu, the Mindless Ones, as we seen Caecilius and his crew get turned into Mindless Ones just before they were sucked into the Dark Dimension. That's what the Mindless Ones are, you know, basically minions of Dormammu, or in that case with Caecilius, people who were foolish enough to be tricked into becoming mindless minions of Dormammu and forever a part of the Dark Dimension. The Mindless Ones that were being kept in check by Dormammu escaped, forcing Strange and Dormammu to work together to contain the creatures. Now, in Strange's depth, Dormammu was forced to comply with his desires. Also, Dormammu, if he will make bargains.
Make this stop! Set me free!
No, I've come to bargain.
What do you want?
Take your zealots from the Earth. End your assault on my world. Never come back. Do it, and I'll break the loop.
With you, perhaps, look like. So if Dormammu owes you or you do something for him, he will, basically honor a request. That's something to note about him. Because, yeah, being like him, he doesn't actually have to honor anything, I guess. Strange's depth. Now in Strange's depth, Dormammu was forced to comply with his desires to release Clea and not invade planet Earth. Let's pick an old picture of Clea there. What a hairstyle. Kinda like it. Sometime later, Clea aided Strange again from afar and was once again imprisoned by Dormammu. He forced her to watch as Strange and his nemesis, Baron Mordo, fought each other, with Strange taking several blows from his foe. But eventually, the tides turned and Strange got close to defeating Dormammu. Afraid his puppet would lose, Dormammu decided to enter the battle himself. Despite its many challenges, Strange was able to win the fight. But when Dormammu returned to the Dark Dimension, he contacted Strange and made him watch as Clea was banished to another dimension. Wow, I wonder what dimension she was banished to. With time, Clea was rescued and Dormammu dealt with by Eternity. Wow. Eternity, the embodiment of, like he's a cosmic being that embodies the universe, I think, something like that. One of the most powerful beings in the Marvel Comics realm anyway. I'm not sure if we'll see this being or how powerful they'll be in the MCU, because they've been known to tone it down, which I kind of understand why sometimes. Like Thanos, he was extremely toned down. Extremely! That's not even Thanos' as far as I'm concerned. That was somebody else. But we can call him Thanos. With time, Clea was rescued and Dormammu dealt with by Eternity, leaving the Dark Dimension without a ruler. Dimension hopping. With Dormammu gone, Umar was released from her long exile and decided to succeed where he had failed. So she too cast Clea to another dimension. Wow. They're just throwing her everywhere. In the hopes of luring Strange to defeat him, Strange overcame several of Umar's traps and rescued Clea. But in the end, the Ancient One convinced him that she would only be safe if she were sent to another dimension yet again. Wow. Talk about dimension hopping for sure. Making him watch as Clea was sent away from him one more time. Poor Doctor Strange. Poor Clea. Wow. Dimension hopping indeed. I see why they call it that. Coincidentally, in this new dimension, Clea ran into none other than the dreadful Dormammu, but history repeated itself as Strange found a way to reach her and defeated Dormammu. Finally realizing that Earth was the only safe place for her, Strange helped her get an apartment in New York so she could start her life anew. However, Clea lost her powers on Earth and began missing the Dark Dimension. Wow, really? Well, if she lived her entire life with her powers, I bet she would begin missing the Dark Dimension, because that's where she had her powers at. That's probably had to be rough for her. Hoping to regain her magic abilities, Clea spent countless hours studying in the Sanctum Sanctorium's library, until Stephen Strange became the new Sorcerer Supreme and invited her to become his official disciple in the mystic arts. So he took her on as a disciple first before marrying her. The two grew close, and she joined him on many of his adventures, even helping the Defenders in a few occasions. In one of their adventures, Clea's soul was corrupted by the evil Silver Dagger. Never heard of this person. I don't remember them anyway. I probably used to know. And she was transformed into an energy being with increased magical prowess. She attacked Strange, intending to kill him, but with the help of Marie Laveau and Spider-Man, Strange was able to free Clea from the evil influence and return her to her normal form. Still, Clea's love for Stephen appeared to be much stronger than his affections toward her. And after learning that the people of her native realm wanted her to become the new ruler after Dormammu had disappeared, she decided to return to the Dark Dimension. In spite of Strange's professions of love and him begging her not to leave, Clea mystically departed, resigning her discipleship in the process. Wow. They got a serious backstory. I don't know how much of it we'll see in the MCU, but it is intriguing nonetheless. Ruler of the Dark Dimension. Back in the Dark Dimension, she joined the rebellion to dethrone Umar and learned she was her mother during the fight. Oh, she didn't know that was her mother until then? In the middle of the fight? Wow. After confronting her father, Clea and Umar battled one-on-one, with Clea emerging triumphant and finally becoming the new ruler of the Dark Dimension. She banished Umar and Orini to another dimension. Orini, I think that was her father, and asked Stephen to remain as her consort, claiming she needed him, but he turned down her offer, telling her his duties were to the planet Earth, and that she had more than proved she had no need for his powers nor his wisdom. Despite their bitter goodbye, however, Clea and Strange met again rather soon, and Strange confessed he was done trying to move past love and wanted to embrace it. Since they couldn't be legally married due to Clea's status as an extra-dimensional being. Really? Who cares about that? Anyway, why would you even let that get... Okay, yeah. Not gonna get into that, but yeah, that's stupid. Strange and Clea began wearing magic rings that were actually only one and were therefore mystically connected for all eternity. Oh, wow. Fantastic. Oh, this is them wearing their wedding rings there. Look at him, looking like Fury, got an eye patch. And her head is on fire. Alright, moving right along, Clea couldn't stay on Earth for long periods of time, though, as her home dimension was constantly facing the threat of Dormammu. Wow, he's a hard guy to get rid of, looks like. And every time the rebellion was counting on her to restore balance, Clea and Stephen's relationship suffered from all the time they would spend apart, and during one of Clea's visits to Earth, she stumbled upon Stephen apparently dallying with other women, which broke her heart. The two didn't see each other for a while, but Clea still cared for Stephen, and after his fight against the Empirical left his power levels significantly decreased, Clea appeared in the sanctum to suggest that they severed their bond. Wow. Hoping that doing so would remove some magic burden from Stephen and allow him to tap into his full potential. With the little power he had left, she even crafted a magical document that, when torn, would nullify any magical contract. but they ended up using it to tame a monster that was threatening Wong. Wong. With that taken care of, Steven told Clea that he was not ready to annul their marriage, and therefore the two remained connected, but as friends. And now we're getting into the death of Stephen Strange with Clea. At some point, Stephen saw himself with no alternative but to ask for Mephisto's assistance. Oh no! To save reality. It's to save reality. Oh no. Man, I wish he could have found another way. You can't trust Mephisto. It's the devil! Mephisto agreed to help him, but in return, Clea would lose any memory of Stephen and their time together. Wow, of course. He paid her one final visit and asked her if she thought that they could ever be together again. Thinking she would say no, as she said yes, Stephen was heartbroken, as the deal with Mephisto had already been settled and she started to lose her memory. Shortly after, however, Stephen was killed and all magic spells he'd cast and deals he'd settled lost their effect. Wow. Allowing Clea to remember him once again. Together with a temporal remnant of Stephen, Clea found Stephen's murderer and even had the chance to say goodbye to her husband when he was briefly revived, before being claimed by death again. Stephen told Clea he was a fool for ever letting her go and left her with the Eye of Agamotto and the Cloak of Levitation, which they are pretty much the items other than the Book of Ashanti, pretty much the Eye of Agamotto, the Cloak of Levitation, and the Book of Ashanti is the main item that I think a Sorcerer Supreme is supposed to have. But most important of all is the Book of the Ashanti. We'll probably get into that a little later, because I'm going to go ahead and say it right here. Fenrir Moon called it again. He said Doctor Strange was not the Sorcerer Supreme. In a few videos, they heavily shadow banned and censored those videos, and even the posts made on the internet, Marvel groups and everything like that, it was suppressed and taken down and everything like that. I'm not sure why. They're censoring people's opinions and theories. Nobody said they were facts. I mean, everybody knows. You're not entitled to your own facts, but we are, in fact, entitled to our own opinion, and therefore theories. But, yeah, so, Fenrir Moon in a video said, in 2 videos, I think, maybe 3, that he wasn't the Sorcerer Supreme yet because he didn't have the Book of Ashanti, which is sensible possibility. You know, it's the MCU, so it may not go as the comics, but traditionally he's not the Sorcerer Supreme, or none of them Sorcerer Supreme, without the book that the original Sorcerer Supreme created like a million years ago, 1,000 years, I don't know, sometime in BC. It had to be a million. So a million years ago, the Book of the Ashanti, which is pretty much the antithesis or nemesis or counter polarity, if you would, one's the malevolent book, and which is the Darkhold, and then you have the benevolent book, which is the Book of the Ashanti. And the Ashanti is a group of beings that were either the Elder Gods, some of them were the Elder Gods, and some were the children of the Elder Gods, I believe. And it was originally created by Ashtir, I believe, a female who was the mother of Agamotto, if I'm remembering right, and Hogarth and Agamotto. Like, they started the Ashanti, and then other deities joined and everything like that. They have their own dimension and everything, and their knowledge and power is transmuted into that book, and you can, use that book to get their spells, but also channel their magic itself through the book. And that's what pretty much made you the Sorcerer Supreme, because you had the backing of the Ashanti. So that didn't happen yet in the MCU, so Fenrir was feeling like, he's not the Sorcerer Supreme yet. And I'm like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. He's probably not the Sorcerer Supreme yet. I don't know what they're going to do, though. So, and then, of course, we went to, I think this site here, Marvel Fandom, and it said he was the Sorcerer Supreme. But as we know, that wasn't true. If you've seen Spider-Man, I'm not going to ruin it for you, and I believe we might have a video coming up covering it, so I won't get too into it. But, yeah, Doctor Strange is not the Sorcerer Supreme, at least not yet. Okay, back to where we were. Stephen told Clea he was a fool for ever letting her go, and left her with the Eye of Agamotto and the Cloak of Levitation. I agree with him on that, claiming there was no one else he could trust. Clea Strange, Sorcerer Supreme. So this is how she became the Sorcerer Supreme, I'm assuming. Let's enjoy. Clea became the new Sorcerer Supreme of Earth and adopted the last name Strange in honor of Steven. Then she asked Wong for help in bringing Steven back, deciding to cast a spell that will warn her of necromantic activity on the off chance that he'd return to life by himself. Oh, okay. So if he came back to life, then she would pick up things, from her spells that pretty much resonate when the undead energy appears, necromantic energy. Mere moments after doing so, the spell went off, making Clea believe her husband was coming back already. When she got to the epicenter of the activity, however, she found a zombified Thunderstrike instead. Thunderstrike, I think that was like another version of Thor or something. I'm not sure, but we're not covering that in this video, so perhaps another one. If you care to know who Thunderstrike is, definitely let us know. For fans, by fans, baby, we will do that for you, because we're here to serve you. Powers and abilities. Here's her power grid to know where her strength level is. Intelligence 4. I'm guessing it's 10 maybe the max, I guess. Intelligence 4, strength 2, speed 2, or 7. Maybe it depends on what form she's in, how fast she is. Durability 2. I thought she was more durable than that, though, because she could take some powerful hits. And she ain't, unlike Doctor Strange, she actually had superhuman strength and, superhuman toughness, I thought. And, yeah, also speed, but okay. Energy projection 6, fighting skills 3. I don't remember her being, an exceptional fighter. And she's a teleporter, okay, so she can teleport, which, of course, you can apply that strategically in battle. So that's a weapon itself for fighting teleporting, because if you're just dancing all around the place, they can't catch you. Powers. Clea is half Valtine and half dark dimensional mortal, and can naturally fly and hover. Sorcery. Clea trained in the ways of magic until Doctor Strange, and eventually became the Sorceress Supreme of the Dark Dimension, possessing vast magical power and knowledge. Some of the techniques she's famous for using is magical energy bolts, energy shields, astral projection. Clea can exit her body in her astral form and travel outside it at the speed of thought. So that's what the two differences in speed was. One was 2, one was 7. And her astral form is 7, okay. Thought casting. She can communicate telepathically, sharing a special rapport with Doctor Strange due to her connection. Due to the love. Clea can also plant telepathic suggestions in the minds of others, alter their memories, and determine if they're lying. Teleportation. Clea can teleport herself and others to various locations and other dimensions. Wow, that's pretty useful. Molecular rearrangement. So she can manipulate molecules. Clea is capable of rearranging molecules, which she has used to alter her clothing. Oh, I know she loved that. She just change into new gear anytime it's fashionable. Spells and phrases. Clea can cast various spells due to her own mystic potential, as well as her training under Steven. Flames of Valtine. Clea can innately control the powerful flames of Valtine, raising her already formidable magical abilities to even higher levels. If you want to know more about Clea, here's a few of her appearances. Whoa, 229 appearances of Clea from Earth 616. 25 minutes. Okay, so she appeared a lot. Let's see if they have any particular comics. There we go, footnotes. So it's looking like her first appearance was Strange Volume 3, Number 1, if you want to check that out. And her latest appearance may be here. Let's see. Nope, but they got more information on her in the official handbook of Marvel Universe A to Z, Volume 12, and the official handbook of Marvel Universe A to Z, Number 2. And the official handbook of Marvel Universe A to Z, number 2. Okay, I'm getting a little too nerdy. Alright, so what do you think? Do you think Clea may end up being in the MCU? Will we see the Sorcerer Supreme and wife of Doctor Strange? And who do you want to play Clea? Would you prefer Emma Watson or Charlize Theron? Or maybe even Rachel McAdams can become Clea some kind of way. I'm not really sure how, other than maybe the spirit of Clea possessing her. But who knows? This is some heavy nerd talk here. But I can't wait to see the Multiverse of Madness, and I hope you're excited. That's a little bit of Clea, and this has been Let's Talk with your dog, JoninSho. For fans, by fans. But until then, I'll be sniffing around, see if I find anything else I think may be interesting to us. Thanks for coming out, UCU family members, nerds, ninjas, geeks. For fans, by fans. I will see you again. But until then, remember, we and you are comics, baby. I'll catch you again.
Copyright disclaimer. Citation of articles and authors in this report does not imply ownership. Works and images presented here fall under Fair Use Section 107 and are used for commentary on globally significant newsworthy events. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act, 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Community Guidelines Disclaimer. The points of view and purpose of this video is not to bully or harass anyone, but rather share that opinion and thoughts with other like-minded individuals curious about the subject.